The golden mystery. Imagine an object so sacred and powerful that touching it could kill you on the spot. An artifact said to carry the voice of God, call down plagues, split rivers, and hand victory to armies. Then, it disappears without a trace. This isn't the plot of a sci-fi movie. It's the legend of the Ark of the Covenant, and for many, it's as real as the air you're breathing right now. In ancient scripture, it's described as a golden chest built to house the 10 Commandments themselves. For centuries, it was the beating heart of a people's faith, until one day, it simply vanished and was never seen again. From that moment on, the Ark has haunted history like a ghost. Scholars have searched, explorers have sworn they've seen it, and entire nations claim to protect it in secret. And the strangest part? The deeper you dig, the more bizarre the trail becomes. Stretching from Jerusalem to hidden mountain caves to far-off African churches guarded by men who refuse to let anyone inside. A box built for God. The Bible doesn't just say there was an ark and leave it at that. It gives blueprints with precise measurements. 2.5 cubits long, 1.5 cubits wide, and 1.5 cubits high. A cubit is roughly 18 inches long in modern terms. Imagine a wooden chest overlaid in pure gold inside and out, with golden rings to hold long poles so no human hand would touch it directly. Its lid was flanked by 2 winged cherubim facing each other with an empty space between them known as the mercy seat, the throne of God himself, where he would talk to Moses from. And inside? Not treasure, not gold, but power of another kind. The 2 stone tablets of the 10 Commandments. Later in scripture, it's said to have also held Aaron's staff, a rod that once sprouted blossoms overnight to symbolize God choosing a high priest, as well as a jar of manna, the strange food said to have fallen from heaven. The name comes from Hebrew manhu, meaning what is it? And there isn't a consensus about what it really was other than some type of food. This was no static display piece. The ark traveled with the Israelites, leading them through the desert. Wherever it went, the impossible seemed to follow. Rivers stopped flowing. Walls fell. Enemies fled. But this power had rules. Break them, and the ark became deadly. Which, of course, people broke the rules, because we always do. The ark in action. The ark was not a museum relic. It was treated like a living force. In battle, it was brought to the front lines like the ultimate weapon. When the Philistines once captured it, they found the statue of their god Dagon fallen over as if bowing to the ark, and then, the next day, missing its head and hands. They then found themselves plagued by tumors and overrun by rats, causing panic until they rushed to give it back. After this, the ark was eventually housed at Kiriath Jearim until King David later brought it to Jerusalem. King David danced wildly in celebration when the ark entered Jerusalem, believing it was the key to his city's destiny. His son Solomon placed it in the Holy of Holies, a chamber so sacred that only the high priest could enter, and only once a year on Yom Kippur. Then, the record goes quiet. No one describes seeing it again. No one says where it went, and that silence is louder than anything else in the ark's story. The vanishing. When Babylon destroyed Jerusalem in 586 BCE, they looted almost everything, except, apparently, the ark. Or maybe they did, but it wasn't listed on the list of temple treasures recorded in Jeremiah 52. Ancient writings like the Book of 2 Maccabees, which is part of the Apocrypha, tell a different story, that the prophet Jeremiah secretly carried the ark away and hid it in a sealed cave on Mount Nebo, where Moses once stood, and where Moses is said to have died. Mount Nebo is in modern-day Jordan near the town of Madaba. From that moment, the ark steps out of history and into legend. And with that step, the world gets an unsolved mystery so perfect, it still drives people to risk everything to find it. Ethiopia's secret. One of the strangest and most persistent claims about the ark says it didn't stay in the Middle East at all. Instead, it was stolen by none other than the son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba and taken to Ethiopia. The story, told in the 700-year-old Ethiopian epic Kebra Nagast, says the Ark has sat for centuries inside a chapel in the city of Aksum named Saint Mary of Zion. It's guarded by a single monk called the Keeper of the Tablet, who never leaves the grounds and never lets anyone see inside. Stories claim that every keeper of the Tablet ends up sick with what is theorized as radiation sickness from being close to the Ark for too long while guarding it. Is it the real Ark? No one can prove it because no one can get close enough to try. And yet, pilgrims and politicians alike swear that the chapel hums with an energy you can feel in your bones. Other Ark theories. Ethiopia isn't the only alleged hiding place. Some say the Ark lies in a cave on Mount Nebo, sealed away forever, but it's considered a scared place, so getting permission to search there is almost impossible. According to Samaritan texts, it's hidden beneath Mount Gerizim in Samaria, but once again, it's a sacred place, and searches aren't permitted because the Samaritans have always been a small, secretive community, and Mount Gerizim is their holy mountain. A more modern theory is the Ark is hidden in the ruins of Petra in Jordan, but there have been digs done there, and nothing like the Ark has ever been found, and there's no direct evidence the Ark has ever even been there. Some claim it's deep under the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, but searching here is pretty much impossible because the Temple Mount is one of the most sensitive religious sites in the world, sacred to both Jews and Muslims. Nobody is ever getting permission to dig anything up here. There are even theories it may be locked away in the deserts of Egypt, but these are more speculative claims, and there's no evidence or even guesses of where it could be in Egypt. More outlandish theories place it under the Kaaba in Mecca, inside the Great Pyramid, or beneath mysterious lakes. Most of these ideas have no hard evidence, but they refuse to die because the Ark isn't just a lost object. It's a golden Rorschach test for everyone's hopes, fears, and obsessions. The treasure hunters. In the 19th and 20th centuries, treasure hunters swarmed Jerusalem and the Holy Land, certain they were just a few feet of dirt away from the Ark. Some claimed to have found it, including the infamous Ron Wyatt, who swore it was hidden in a cavern under the site of Jesus' crucifixion. A claim archaeologists dismissed entirely. But regardless of the doubt about Wyatt's discoveries, he garnered quite a following of people that believed his claims, which also included that he found Noah's Ark and Sodom and Gomorrah, the likely truth. Serious historians say the Ark was probably destroyed, lost, or dismantled during ancient invasions. But here's the thing, even if it was gone forever, the idea of the Ark is still alive. It's a perfect storm of sacred power, mystery, and danger. The kind of legend that pulls you in and doesn't let go. Whether buried in a mountain, locked in a chapel, or reduced to dust thousands of years ago, the Ark of the Covenant still commands the one thing that keeps legends immortal: curiosity. And maybe that's the real treasure. Like and subscribe and comment with where you believe the Ark of the Covenant probably is.